we get into this though, like
pause it real quick.
The
So
whole
TJ
build
can
up
talk
to
about
this fight is, I think it's awesome. Obviously, there's a lot more pressure on Diego going into this fight for multiple reasons, right? All the stress he had to go through from like changing weight classes and then eventually changing opponents, like also him having to do fight week. Like Ige didn't even have to do fight week. He got hit up, which is also gangster though, right before, but he's got nothing to lose and he's going to get paid, right? And he's in shape right before it, right? But like this whole thing brought a lot of attention to the fight that might not have been there. And I think it paid off in Diego's favor, especially because he got the win, right? But like him having to move to 55s, him taking an opponent on what, like 10 hours notice or something. I don't even know when it was. That's, I mean, it's
3 hours notice, right?
I don't know.
This guy that Brian
Ortega dropped out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So it's like 3 hours notice.
3 hours notice. I mean, that's crazy, right? I mean, I remember being my first title defense ever after I beat Raul. I was supposed to rematch him and he missed weight. Like he failed, knocked himself out from trying to make weight. And so they changed my opponent out in 24 hours for me fighting a world title. And I was like doing all this fight week, building up. And so they changed it to Joe Soto, which was a Bellator UFC champion or Bellator champion. And I had to change that up in 24 hours on a title fight. And it was like crazy to me. I was like stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning, recording new videos saying I was fighting Joe Soto rather than Barao. It was wild. But to do it in 3 hours, that's a new record, man. That's crazy.
I don't think the fans understand how tough it is for even for us to get a new opponent, because it happened to me once when I fought Murilo Bustamante. I was booked to fight Ricardo Arona. That's why I didn't like. That's why I was mad at him. And no one told me. When I landed in Japan and stuff, that's when they told me that I was fighting Murilo.
It's like, you're already here. What are you gonna do now?
Yeah. What are you gonna do? And you train for a Pacific guy. Did I say that word right?
Yeah, specific.
Specific.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you. Specific guy. And
drink more of that Wild Society energy drink, bro.
Hey,
Barry, why you supposed to lift me up, because you know I have a speaking problem because my lips are too big. But you over here laughing. Like we supposed to be boys. Like
Pacific or Atlantic Ocean? Which one are we talking about?
See, I knew it.
What happened?
You're not supposed to make fun of me when I.
He's got a speech impediment.
I would never, brother.
You were just over here laughing at me when they.
No, I was talking about him. I would never
have a speech impediment.
No, I would.
Okay, teach me how to say the word. Specific.
Yeah. Specific.
So say it with me. S.
Specific.
Say S.
S.
U.
G.
M. A. Say it out loud.
SUGMA.
Yes. Say that nice and easy. It'll loosen up.
Fuck you.
Anyway, hey, it's hard. It's hard to take fights. It's hard to take fights on a week's notice and change opponents. Like, it really fucks you. So to take it on 1 day's notice, I mean, on hours notice, but it all comes down to I mean, like, what was Brian Ortega doing? Like at 3 o'clock, what kind of a man lets his opponent know at 3 o'clock?
No, he was trying. I felt like he was trying not to pull out. That's what happens. Yeah, that's what happened to me a lot when I'm fucking, but different. But you know, you trying to make.
Are you really trying to pull? You ain't trying
really. That's why he's got so many kids.
That's why I have so many kids. But the girl like pull out. But he was trying not to pull out at the last minute. That's the only thing that makes sense.
I mean,
he was sick. He wasn't feeling good.
I've
been there before. Then like, no, I'm not pulling out. And then you still go and fight, and you know you should have pulled out. But so I think his manager or somebody probably said, listen, man, you got a fever or stuff like that. You're sick. Fucking pull out.
I mean, that's more than that. He wasn't in shape. He wasn't even clearly, like, obviously didn't train right for the.
Was that a short notice fight for him as well?
You were sick.
I think so. I don't know.
It wasn't a short notice fight. I think they just wanted him to fight. I think Brian is an older guy. He's not really in his prime anymore. And I think Diego Lopes they're high on. And they wanted to match up like the old dog versus the young bull kind of thing. And then they probably talked him into it. And then as it got closer, the pressure like came up, and he just didn't want to do it.
I know he was sick because Tiki is his manager, and Tiki. I asked Tiki about it. He said, "Yeah, he was sick."
But man, I mean, we've all seen Brian Ortega fight, and he was so far out of shape. Like it's not like he was anywhere near, but in shape or training right to fight.
UFC is bad for putting older fighters with the young bulls, though.
I mean, Brian said it himself. It's like an old line versus new line.
Yeah, but they got to build them up somehow. And then also, if you're that old bull, it's like that's how you put your name back on the map. You know what I mean? Like, how's he going to get a title fight? You got to beat the up and comer.
But I saw a fan do a post, and they said the older fighter lose 70% of the time.
Probably.
Yeah, but that's a beautiful thing. When the 30% of the time we come back.
Yeah,
I mean, look at Luke versus Joe Schilling. It's a big one right there.
What? Y'all about to say?
What are you talking?
You guys are both old.